Hey winners, this is Carm-Lynn for the win. How are you loves? Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm sitting here and I'm just going to do a quick turnaround of the camera. Hopefully you can see it. I'm watching, if those of you who follow YouTube creators, I am watching at the Etna's World 12-hour marathon. Let me just show you if you can see really quick. But I interrupt I interrupt that live to just come on here because I was just thinking about some things earlier today. I kind of dozed off and I was reading some things in between. I stepped out for a moment and went to the store. And then I was just reading some headlines on the internet. And I guess I've been talking about this for a long time. And guys, I'm just sitting here on my couch, just chilling and watching, like I said, the 12-hour marathon of the Etna's World show. But I was just wondering, I think when I first turned on my internet today, things were just popping up about different stores that are shutting their doors, different long-time stores who have filed Chapter 7 or 11 bankruptcy. And then they were talking about one store, I believe the name is Ames, who had closed some 20 plus years ago, but now are considering coming back. So my question, you guys, I think about this so much and I'm just wondering like really what's going to happen. All these, the retail stores and the department stores and the local drug stores and all these places that when we were younger, and I don't know how old some of you are, but God willing, October 13th, I'll be 54 years old. And so growing up, we had the summer jobs that was provided or by our state. I live in the state of Michigan, city of Detroit. And then you had the little jobs like the malls, the ice skating rinks, the movie theaters, the summer parks for the lifeguards and things like that. And then you had the teenagers. Or people between the summer months would get a job to make their money to go buy their own school clothes, school supplies, and then for the seniors to supplement their incomes. But now I just get a little grieved in my spirit because they're closing all these stores. They're doing away with all these things. Mostly everything now is online shopping, and they have these pay-as-you-go places like Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, Affirm, and I'm sure there's a few other places that you can pay as you go with these sites because people still need to purchase things. They still need clothes. They still need items, but where do you go to get them? I don't want to order everything from Amazon. I just don't feel like everything from Amazon is the same quality as from a store. And I could be wrong. Let me say that first. I do order from Amazon, and I've had some things that I really enjoy. But I've also had some clothing items that I was not fond of because I don't think that's their specialty. I don't know. I just don't want to order everything from Amazon. I'll just say it like that. But what happens that all of a sudden, it seems like, we know things in stores and restaurants and all these places like I named closed up, we're closing up before COVID. But since COVID, it just seems like the few that were remaining are closing their doors too. So now what? Where do we go? You're closing everything. And I'm sure, I don't know about your hometowns, but where I live, where they used to flourish and thrive with businesses and things like that, it's like now vacant areas, and then anything that they open up new does not last. And I think it's because it's not big department stores or popular name brand stores. There are people trying to open up their own individual businesses and purchasing these renting these spaces to have a storefront, but a lot of them end up folding because they cannot afford the astronomical prices of these rents that they're asked to pay. And then they don't even have the foot traffic to come in, or they don't make the business. So a lot of the places that do open up, they leave it. So I wonder if they lose a lot of money investing and taking the time to do all of that and then end up folding. And I feel really bad for them. So I guess because that, they also lean to online servicing. So I think probably I don't even see a lot of movie theaters anymore. I mean, I don't see a lot of ice skating rinks anymore, or bowling theaters anymore. I mean, what do we do? Where do we go? And it just makes me think about, I mean, end of days and end times. I mean, there's nothing to do. I mean, there's, all these young people, they spend time on the internet or with these video games because really, I mean, there is not a lot to do. I mean, of course, you can go out and walk, you can go and meet new friends, and there are coffee shops everywhere because I guess that's the only thing you can do is go to a coffee shop or a smoothie shop. And then there's still the few restaurants, but you have a few malls, but they're dying down. You have these strip malls, but the stores are closing up because the stores that were once occupying the spaces, a lot of them are going under and they're filing bankruptcy. So what is going to happen? I mean, what is everything going to become of? What is this world going to become of? How are seniors going to supplement their incomes? How are, youth who are, struggling and don't have a lot and come from homes that don't have a lot of funds and can't really get them the things that they need. So they will go out and get a summer job or job after school. A lot of these places, I'm looking at, some of the used to be high traffic or most popular like fast food restaurants, even in my area, close up. I mean, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, the KFCs. I noticed a lot of KFCs are closing up. So guys, and I don't know if this is just here where I live in the city of Detroit, Michigan. Is it everywhere? Because I don't know. I don't want to assume it's everywhere, but from the people that I talk to, I've heard some of the same things. So what's happening? What is the next step? What is the next move? And how are we going to ensure that we can still make it? And then I know that by me working, in fraud within the financial institution, I see a lot of fraud happening. And then with the financial institution, they're incorporating AI all over the world, all financial institutions. So there's less foot traffic in the brick and mortar bank buildings or financial institutions. So a lot of jobs, I guess after a while, if they don't have the traffic, they're going to have to close up some shops, some buildings, some locations. And some of the grocery stores, I've noticed they are closing. So my question is, what are your thoughts on this? Have you noticed this? Are you concerned about it? Are you expecting it? I'm not afraid because I know where my hope lies. I know I read the Bible and I'm a strong and firm believer in the Bible and what it says. But those who don't know, or those who don't or refuse to believe. So what do you say? What do you think is going to happen? How do you think you're going to survive? I mean, what are your plans? What do you plan to do? Because it seems like really in the very near future, you're not going to be able to walk into any stores anymore. They're talking about this central banking system, making it a one world banking system. And we know that that's going to come to pass. So my question again is, what are you expecting? What are you preparing to do? How do you shop? Do you just shop at Amazon, or of course we have the like the Target, the Walmarts? It seems like are the only places really now where a lot of people, even when I watch other channels on YouTube to see what they're talking about and what their findings are in these stores, most stores now are like the bargain stores like Target, Walmart, Dress for Less, I think it's called, or Ross's, or TJ Maxx, Marshalls. You have Burlington Coat Factory, or Burlington now. A lot of the discount places. We do have a few Macy's and JCPenney's, but we see they're closing up. The few Sears that we still had left in Michigan, and they're gone. I mean, it's like everything is gone now. But if you go online and you go to these pay after places like pay on time places like Afterpay, or I think it was Sezo and Klarna, you will find some of the old stores. Like I've seen on one of those, I believe it was either Afterpay or Klarna, they had Kmart on there. They had I think it was Payless, some of the old stores at Montgomery Wards and things that used to be open and popular back in the day. I remember getting up on Saturdays with my mom and my grandmama and my siblings and my aunties, and we would just all get out and go and shop and have a good time. And it would be so many different stores. As children, we used to be mad because my mother and grandmother would stay at all the home goods stores, Linens and more. We would go just, I mean, everywhere and anywhere you could think of, we were there. And now you don't find anything. It was Linens and more, Linens and things. You don't find anything anymore. Um, and it's sad to me. It's sad to me. Because first of all, those memories, and as a child, I used to think, oh, when I get grown, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna spend all this time here. But now that I am grown, and when I want to find things, because I have tastes like my mother, um, you can't find those things anymore. And so I'm just wondering, like, what do we do? Do everybody just shop at Amazon? I mean, have you lost a lot of stores where you live? Some of the old name places, I mean, I see on these places now, Best Buy, Best Buys are closing up now. I think it was Circuit City. It's just so much, so much. The bookstores are closing up. I used to love to go to Borders bookstore. I don't think they have any more of those. It's just Barnes and Noble, and now it's just very few in between. I remember going to Toys R Us and KB Toy stores, and just a lot of the old stores and the malls. And when I go I was just recently in the local mall here. And when I tell you I was grieved, and one of the other stores one of my favorite stores was Tuesday Mornings, and then the Christmas Tree Shop store, because they had a lot of nice, pretty things for the home. And now they're closing up. I don't see them anymore. So where do we go, you guys? What's going on? How do you shop? What do you do? Does it even matter to you? Do you care? I mean, do you only shop at Amazon? Do they have everything you need? Like the furniture stores, I used to love, 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 love Art Van, and they don't have any more of those. And I liked Art Van over Gardner White. Gardner White, I don't care for as much. I don't think I've ever shopped or bought anything from Gardner White, but it's that stuff like that too. There were some other stores, furniture stores that I like Gorman's, but they're a little bit more expensive. But I like them. But I mean, just everything around you, everything around us is like just going away, and it's just like a whole lot of open, barren areas or barren or empty stores that people began to just ransack and people squat at. So my question again is, guys, what do you do? Or am I just over exaggerating? Am I just not looking in the right places? Is that happening where you are? I'm just so concerned as I read the newspaper, and it seems like every time I open up YouTube or turn on the news or something, it's always another store is going under, or another store is closing. And it could be a store, a grocery store, a fast food restaurant store, a shopping store. I mean, just so many things. And I'm just so sad about that. Of course, if, I have to shop online, I'll have to shop online. I don't like that, because I like to see the quality and the material before I purchase something, because I don't want to go through the hassle of getting it here and then trying to get it returned, and setting up something between work schedule and things like that. So I just want to know, like, what's going on. I'm really, really sad. Like, some of my favorite places I don't see anymore. And I'm just like, what is really, really going on? I talk to different people about it. We have conversations about it, some friends and things like that. But we can only put in our 2 cents. But I just want to know what other people are thinking. And so that was my line for, my video or upload for this evening is, what's going on in your area? Are you experiencing the same things? Have you noticed the same things? Or is it just me and where I live in Detroit? I don't know. And then I see less single homes being built and more complexes. Is that true where you live too? I watch a lot of things like that, and it just makes me a little sad, because, growing up and seeing something, and then all of a sudden all these changes. And I'm not surprised about that, because I read the Bible. But, I still am a little sad. I don't know, what's the next step. I just know that I'm preparing as best as I can. But what are your thoughts? If you pay attention to this, if you watch this video, if you're concerned, or even if you just want to chime in, are your thoughts like mine? Like, we know things are going to happen according to the scriptures. Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Or do you think I'm reading, too much into it? Or have you noticed things? I mean, are there a lot of places for you to shop in your hometowns? Like even grocery stores. Again, the places where kids can go to hang out and, socialize. They don't even have social skills because there's not a lot of socializing anymore anyway. Everybody's in the house watching these movies and playing these violent video games, and then we wonder why everybody's so mad. And have you noticed that, guys? Everybody is angry. Oh my word, people are mad and angry for no reason, it seems like. I mean, we all go through things, we all have tests and trials, but why are you that mad that you take all your frustration on somebody? And why don't we care? Why don't we care about other people and their feelings? Why is it all just about me, 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 me? Why are we so selfish? I don't want to be that way, and I'm not selfish and never have been. I've always given and done for others, and I do for others way more and give to others way more than I do for myself. And I apologize for the repositioning of the camera. I'm holding my camera selfie stick, so my hand is getting tired. So I've been switching back and forth. But I just want to know, guys, winners, we're winners, and so I know that we have some winning ways and winning thoughts, and that's how come we are still standing. But what can you offer? What are some of your suggestions? What do you do? When you need to shop and order and you go to a store that maybe once was there and it's no longer there. And one store here in Michigan was Lakeside Mall. That used to be a thriving, booming mall with some of the higher end stores, really nice. And its sister mall, Fairlane. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's like every mall here is almost gone. And then the stores that are left, they're like no-name stores nobody knows anything about. And so people don't trust a lot of stores that they know nothing about. And then because they're not as popular, they don't get as much foot traffic. They are way more expensive. And so people, their funds are low, so they're not paying that price. So those stores end up going under, which is sad because, you don't want to see independent business owners lose their businesses due to the more popular department stores and things like that, or fashion brands. So what do we do? What do you propose? Or what do you think? What are your thoughts and your feelings? Or do you not care at all? Are you just waiting for the end? Just leave your thoughts. This is Carm-Lynn for the win. And I just had these questions, and I've just been thinking about this all day today. Actually lately, but just today when I woke up, it's just the first thing that popped up when I opened up my internet was another store closing, another chapter 11 bankruptcy, I think it was. That was, stores are closing or they're liquidating all of their assets, and I'm just sad about it. I'm sad about it because I care about people and things that, people own and that they use to help to take care of themselves and their families. I'm not stuck on those things, like, it's not mine, first of all, but I still hate to see people suffer. And so, winners, those are my thoughts today. Just was wondering, what your thoughts are, if you think about it or have any thoughts at all. So if you want to, you can just tell me in the comments what you think. If not, you don't have to at all. Maybe you just hear and listen to what I say, my ranting on and on about it. But I just came here as I'm watching the 12-hour marathon at Edna's World for her reaching her 12,000 subscribers. Here she is once more. And so I'm going to get off here, and if you saw my clothes hanging up on the back of the chair, don't worry about that. I was doing some laundry. But I just was thinking about this, and I just stopped for a moment and just came to do my little upload here. And so I'll probably record this on Sunday. Today is Saturday, March 23rd, 2024. Winners, I love y'all so much. Can't do nothing about it. Till we meet again, love you. Peace out, loves.